Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out some brand new models. Now, all these knives should be available. This is the KB385 by KB Knives, or Kubi Knives. KB is their premium line, basically. I do have them linked down in the description. Now, they are separate from Kubi Knives because they are only the premium line. Now, this one has 20 CV sheep's foot blade with a really nice coating. I'm not sure if it's PVD or what it is, but it almost looks like DLC. Then it does have a titanium frame lock with Damascus inlays. There is other color options and whatnot. I will say this, I don't want to nitpick too much about Damascus because Damascus is beautiful. It is expensive no matter what. But anytime you do small inlays like this, where it's not like a whole scale, you got to make sure it's like super high quality. Obviously it's still Damascus. It's still going to be expensive, but the high quality stuff might cost a little bit more, but it is so much more beautiful because the gaps in the Damascus are bigger. So you have bigger plots of color, so it's more visually appealing. These are really tight and small, so they're a lot more difficult to see. But either way, I mean, it's still Damascus and it looks damn cool on this knife. Very ergonomic, super comfortable in the hand. This is a great pinch grip knife. Good access to that lock bar, super duper smooth. Front flipper deployment and hold. The front flipper, good jimping, nice sharp jimping. Doesn't go up and around, but it works very well, so no complaints there. I will say you want to be careful on this corner right here. If you hold up high and you flick it, it will come around and pinch you. I have not had that happen to me on this one, but I've had it happen with other knives, and it hurts really bad. It feels like you got a chunk taken out of you. Now, like I said, it hasn't happened with this one, but it's happened with other knives. Like I said, access to the lock bar is really nice, super duper smooth. The hold deployment, it works great. However, it is a little high and it's not bad. I don't feel awkward or anything like that, but my finger wants to land just like right here, which it's still there, so I can still use it. But if I put my finger in the best part of the hole, oh my God, it feels like I'm holding up a little bit high. That's thumb flick is good. Now, to switch to my left hand, obviously it's working well. Wow. I was going to say it's probably not going to work out because I thought I was going to lock myself out, but I can use the clip to balance on. It is not a reversible clip anyway, so that might not matter to anybody because I doubt lefties are going to run and jump to get this one without a reversible clip. But my goodness, very comfortable in the hand. As far as negatives go, the clip could be a little bit smoother and out of the pocket. I'm wearing my thick jeans, when I tested it, so it's not bad, and those are thick jeans, so they're going to be the worst case for it, and it was okay, but it could be a little smoother. Has a little bit of a click going over the pocket. The next thing is, this little gap right there. Like I said, you can pinch yourself there. Not that big of a deal. You just got to be aware of it. And then the next thing is just the Damascus. I wish it was a little bit of a better cut of Damascus. Next is a knife being released on the 19th. Not sure when you're watching this, but June 19th is when it was being released as an exclusive on GP Knives. This is the Urban in Rex 45, one of my all-time favorite steels. I love Rex 45. It's in my top 5 of steels that take the sharpest edges. You can go and check that video out. It's really cool, but Rex 45, man, it just gets so screaming sharp, and it hones and strops back very easily and very well. I find it easy to sharpen. They did a really good job with the edge on this. It is very, very sharp. Now, this one is a slip joint. So you have the whole deployment, which is really nice. So it's a one-handed opening and closing slip joint. You have a half stop there, and then it comes around and snaps in place. You can hit the back of it and almost slap it all the way down, but that half stop does get to you. But, you can obviously easily close it. And then you can also push it down with your thumb and close it like that. So very easy to open and close and operate, for a slip joint. If I'm going to have a slip joint, this is the way I prefer them, with a clip and with one hand opening and closing. So if you're in Germany or something like that where you can't have locking one-handed opening knives, this might be right up your alley. It is comfortable in the hand. It's going to be great for pinch grips and stuff. That's basically where it's going to shine the most. And with this blade steel, you know, yeah, it's a light duty knife, but my goodness, this thing will hold an edge for a very long time. So if you want a screaming sharp knife and toughness or anything isn't a factor for you, and it's just precision cutting and holding an edge and having a very sharp knife, this might be perfect for you. The FRN is nice from Spyderco. I typically don't like FRN, but in this case, I do like it because it is, their FRN's the best FRN in my opinion. It does have screwed in scales, so you don't have to worry about them you not being able to, you know, take them off. Now, clip is a wire clip. Wire clips work great. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, the reverse flick. I know people are going to ask this. Yes, I can get it when I really try, but it's not easy, as you can see. So it is better to just slow roll it, but if I really try, I can reverse flick it, but it's not, you know, easy at all. It's actually very difficult. So I'll say no, you can't reverse flick it, you know, unless you got a super strong reverse flick. All in all, very cool knife. I love the GP knives, you know, uses the Rex 45. You know, I got the one of my favorite Spydercos, the Mannix 2. They had their GP knives exclusive one of that. Badass knife. And also it was white and black like this, somewhat of like a stormtrooper thing going. And you could always dye these. You could Rit dye them if you wanted to. There is no liners, so super duper lightweight, but it's very robust, and that's why I like their FRN. It doesn't feel weak or flimsy. The next one is a CAVOL Den. Now, I've shown this on the channel before, so we're going to be pretty brief. This is a brand new slip, so you can see what they look like after being carried and worn and used. You can see how the colors really brightened up over time. It looks really good. Now, you can buy these separately, but this is the Denka, and it has side cut carbon fiber. It's my favorite kind of carbon fiber. I love side cut carbon fiber. These are beautiful cuts of the side cut. It's, man, just look at those waves, man. All those fibers, just beautiful. Now, this has a hollow ground. What is it? I think it's M390. Yeah, M390 blade. The thumb disc is one of the best thumb disc opening knives there is. It is so fidget friendly. It's insane. I can't stop playing with this when I get in my hand. I'll literally sit for hours and just slow roll it, a thumb flick it, reverse flick it. The thumb disc works so good on this. It's like just like the perfect size, perfect everything, perfect spot. This one I think is Damascus, but I'm not sure. It might be, I don't know. It's some sort of black Damascus, I don't know. I should have probably looked that up. It does have T8 hardware, good access to the lock bar, or at least decent access. It is very smooth. There is no pocket clip, so that's my biggest negative on it. I wish it did have a clip. However, you can get the sheath, and if you are going to get a sheath, it's also nice, or the slip, I should say. If you're going to get a slip for your knife, it's really nice if the slip has a clip. So that's really cool. Obviously, I wish the knife had a clip, but I love that this has a clip on it. These are not really big, but I've put multiple different knives in here. This one obviously kind of fits perfectly. It's a little bit short, but you can kind of push it out a little bit and then get the edge of it to take it out. Yeah, I like it. It is a little bit robust, not the sliciest, but it does have a hollow grind. So, you know, this thing's going to work for the majority of light duty cutting tasks. Not a big knife at all, more of a 3-finger, but beautiful in my opinion. I think this is a phenomenal gentleman's knife. So this is like my style gentleman's knife. Titanium crowned backspacer. Should have said that. So let's get to the next one. The Denka. All right, so the next one is from Jackwolf, the Jackwolf knives. What was the name of this one? Damn it, now I can't remember it. The Tango. So the Jackwolf knives Tango. This is probably, I think this is the first knife design that he's done that is 100% modern. Most of his knife designs, all of his knife designs, have always followed the traditional trend where they look traditional, but they're using modern materials with modern action, modern everything. They just have the traditional look. I am actually giving away a Jackwolf knife, and shout out to Ben. He gave me a knife to give away a blade show, and I fumbled the bag on the recording. completely my fault. So I'm doing my own giveaway. If you go and watch my video where I walk around Blade Show and I randomly give knives to people, it's a really awesome video. In that video, I do have a giveaway that I'm doing to you guys, so you guys can enter to win a Jackwolf knife. So go and check that video out and see more details. This is a very modern look with a drop point dual ground blade. We have a hollow here, flat here, very slicey on both. DLC coating with the satin finish on the S90V. It is a bolster lock. This one has the white carbon fiber, which I think looks very, very attractive, but there is other examples, and there's even some exclusives out there. It does have front flipping action, which it does have the perfect jimping on this front flipper. Very grippy, not sharp, but just, it feels like sandpaper, like perfect. Then it also has thumb studs, somewhat small thumb studs, you know, but they have a nice sharp edge around them, so they're easy to get to and very snappy. Good size. It's a small knife, but it's also not too small. I can get a full 4-finger grip. Pinch grips are going to be great. Titanium milled pocket clip. It has a round base on it, a round ramp that actually works well. When you pull it out, it does have a snap on the way out, but it works great in and out, super smooth. And I have thick jeans on. Love that he uses the large hardware like that. That looks beautiful to me. And then no lanyard on this, another thing I do appreciate. Now, the front flipper. So nitpicks, I guess I should say. Let's go over some nitpicks really quick. So one thing is the front flipper feels a little small because of this ramp that goes up right here. But when you thumb flick it, you get used to it and it's great. But I just noticed that it just feels a little too small. I know he doesn't like big front flippers. He likes them to look more hidden. Now this one, obviously, you know, it's impossible to have a great front flipper and not have it exposed, right? So this one does work well, but it also can feel a little bit like you have to almost get over that hump. But the thumb flick is amazing. So that's like one spot where it's like, it feels perfect, right? But then when you start doing the side finger and stuff like that, that's where it feels a little bit more weird. Not weird, but just that, you know, it could be a little bit taller. Nothing to really complain about, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal. I'm making more of a deal out of it than it is. The next thing is access to the lock bar. I always say this, I love that he put the texture on there. That is amazing. And this one probably is the better one that I've tried. Yeah, this is the best one I've tried from him so far. So I do appreciate that there's, you know, it's rounded and it's got the traction right there. But I just wish that this was slightly lower so that it's just a little tiny bit more comfortable. This is great. This is the best one yet, so it's awesome. I probably shouldn't have even brought it up, considering, you know, it is the best one yet from him as far as his locking knives go. But the one thing I'll say, the worst complaint I have, and it's not that big of a deal, but I know, well, it is, but it's not. Like, this did not come very sharp. So I have, you know, honed it a little bit. I've stropped it, tried to tune it up. The bevel is just a very high edge angle, and it just did not come very sharp at all. I don't even, like, it will cut paper, but it's aggressively cutting paper, and it just could have been a better edge. Now, I can sharpen that, no problem, so that's not a big deal for me. But for other people, it might be. It is a knife. It's supposed to be sharp, and it is sharp, so it's not like it's dull. I just think it could have been sharper with a little bit of a lower edge angle. Now, here's the other thing. The plunge grind, especially with a coated DLC blade, the plunge grind is awfully close to the edge. So when I lower back my edge angle to get a much sharper edge, even if I don't lower it back to 15 degrees, let's say I lower back to 17 degrees, this is probably like a 25, 30 degree bevel. It's probably like a 30 degree. So if I drop it down to 17 or 20 degrees, I'm going to probably start getting into right here. So you'll see my stone will probably hit that little spot right there. You can actually see from the factory it did. So obviously I'm going to see that little spot right there where it looks like there's no coating. I could have done that actually from honing it. Sorry, that might be from me. So, but that's my point. That's where it's going to hit because there's no clearance under the edge from the edge and the plunge grind. So when you're on the stone, it has to hit because there's no clearance there. Obviously not a deal breaker. And everybody who has knives, you should have a way to sharpen. If you don't, you need to get one. If you don't know how to freehand, get a fixed angle system. There's tons of videos on it. There's lots of different systems. I do have a top 5 favorite sharpening system video, and I'm about to make a top 10, and the top 5 might be moved around a little bit. And then we have a knife from Knife Standards. This is a fixed blade design, and I believe it's out now. Yes, it is. It's out now, so you can get this. It is has a Van Eyck sheep's foot blade with a very sharp edge. They did a really good job on the sharpening on this, and it almost looks like a stone sharpened edge. But it's definitely a factory. Yeah, never mind. Maybe that was a different knife I was thinking of. But anyways, very, very sharp edge. There was a knife recently I was looking at. I was like, man, that doesn't look like a factory edge. This one definitely does. So I made a mistake there, but it is very, very sharp. Love the titanium handle. I think, I like titanium handles on knives. I recently got a couple other knives with titanium handles that are fixed blade. I think it looks cool. Obviously, you can anodize, you can do things to it. And, these, I'm not sure if he's going to be selling other scales or anything, but this would be a pretty simple, thing to make scales of or on. Very comfortable in the hand. Great pinch grips. It has, a little chamfer on the edges right there, so there's no sharp corners when you're pinch gripping it. It does still have the fuller that you see on his folding knife, and it has still the same essence as the folding knife, which is cool. So this is going to be great for utility cuts and great for long slicing. Because it is a perfectly straight edge, you're going to have all the same leverage all the way out to the very tip. Now, it's not going to be very pokey, like for self-defense or anything like that, but definitely a great utility cutter for going around things and whatnot. Van Eyck's one of the best steels for knives because it is the most corrosion-resistant steel we have, especially as far as good steels. They hold a good edge. It holds a phenomenal edge, and it's, pretty tough. So it has pretty much everything you want in a knife steel. My negative towards Van Eyck's is I don't think it gets as sharp as I would like. So it gets sharp. All steels get sharp. Not saying it doesn't get sharp. It does, obviously, I even said the factory edge was very sharp. But compared to steels that get very sharp, it's definitely not on that list. I think it does best with a toothy edge. It doesn't really like a polished edge too much. It winds up getting slick, but it's still phenomenal steel. Like I said, it is one of the best. So let's check out the sheath really quick. Nice click, no rattle, no tap, great push-off point, really good push-off point. And then you do have this movable, belt clip. So you can slide it so you can carry it, diagonal or vertically or whatever. So that's really cool. And then you can also take this off and add one of your own if you have a Alti clip or something like that. If you want to put it in the pocket or whatever. Very cool. I love his stuff, man. He does a really good job. And with the folding versions of this, the small folding knife, it is so good. Like I had the large one and the small one, and I like the small one better by far. It's like the perfect size for that design. But anyways, this video's gone on long enough. There you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.